Once upon a time, in the heart of a rich and verdant kingdom deep within the forests of Central Africa, there lived a young woman named Ebitari. Her name, meaning good love in her native tongue, was whispered with deep respect across the land, for she was not an ordinary girl. Ebitari was the daughter of a powerful chief and a wise healer, destined for greatness from the moment of her birth. Ebitari was known not only for her beauty, with skin as smooth and dark as the night sky and eyes that shimmered like the stars, but for her intelligence, bravery, and kind heart. She had an insatiable curiosity about the world and a fierce determination to protect her people and the vast lands over which her father ruled. From an early age, Ebitari exhibited a deep connection with nature. It was said that she could communicate with the animals of the forest, and the spirits of the trees would whisper their ancient secrets to her. She would spend hours wandering the sacred groves, listening to the winds and the streams, learning the ways of the earth. One day, when Ebitari was still a young girl, a great calamity befell the kingdom. A terrible drought gripped the land, causing rivers to dry up, crops to fail, and wild animals to leave their traditional hunting grounds. The people were frightened, and despite the best efforts of the elders and the healers, nothing seemed to break the curse that had fallen upon them. Rumors spread that a dark spirit had taken hold of the kingdom's lifeblood. The elders, desperate, consulted ancient texts and rituals, and it was revealed that the spirit was an ancient being known as Namondo, the spirit of the drought. It had awakened after centuries of slumber, angry that the balance of nature had been disrupted by humans' greed and disrespect for the land. The people were instructed to offer sacrifices and prayers, but the drought only worsened. Days turned into weeks, and the land, once vibrant, withered into dust. Many began to lose hope. In a dream one night, Ebitari's mother, the wise healer, was visited by the ancestors. They told her that only one with a pure heart and a strong spirit could face Namondo and restore the balance. And that one was Ebitari. The elders confirmed the vision, and it was decided that Ebitari, the moon's chosen daughter, would be the one to confront the spirit. Though young, Ebitari accepted her fate. She knew the journey would be perilous, but she loved her people and her land too deeply to refuse. Armed with nothing but her courage, wisdom, and a sacred amulet passed down by her mother, she set out to find Namondo in the heart of the Forbidden Mountain, where the spirit was said to reside. The journey was long and unbearable. Ebitari had to travel across treacherous forests, cross dried-up rivers, and endure the burning heat of the unrelenting sun. Along the way, she encountered mystical creatures. Some tried to hinder her, while others, recognizing her mission, aided her. With her ability to communicate with the animals, she received guidance from the spirits of the land, who showed her secret paths and provided her with sustenance. Finally, after many days of travel, Ebitari reached the mountain's peak. There, in a dark cave shrouded in mist, she found Namondo, a massive, fearsome figure made of dust and wind, its eyes glowing like embers. The spirit's voice was like thunder as it demanded to know why a mere mortal dared to challenge it. Ebitari stood her ground, unafraid. She spoke to Namondo with respect, but also with firmness. She reminded the spirit that while humans had erred, they were also part of the earth and deserved a chance to make amends. She offered herself as a bridge between the people and the land, promising that she would teach them to honor the balance of nature once more. Namondo, impressed by Ebitari's bravery and sincerity, agreed to a test. The spirit conjured a storm swirling with dust and debris and told Ebitari that if she could survive the storm and remain standing, the drought would be lifted. If she failed, the kingdom would remain barren and she would be lost to the winds forever. Ebitari closed her eyes and called upon the strength of her ancestors, the wisdom of the land, and the power of the moon. As the storm raged around her, she stood tall, unmoving, her heart steady and her spirit unbroken. The winds howled and tore at her clothes and hair, but she remained rooted to the earth, like the great trees of her homeland. After what seemed like an eternity, the storm began to die down. Namondo, seeing that Ebitari had passed the test, bowed its head in acknowledgement. The spirit declared that the drought would end and the balance would be restored. But it also warned that the people must keep their promise to honor the land, or Namonda would return. With the spirit's blessing, Ebitari descended the mountain. As she approached her village, a miraculous change swept across the land. Dark clouds gathered above, and with a sudden roar, the heavens burst open, releasing the first raindrops in many months. What began as a gentle drizzle quickly turned into a downpour, and soon the dried earth drank deeply of the life-giving water. Rivers that had dried to cracked beds now surged with renewed spark, their clear waters rushing joyfully through the valleys. The fields, long abandoned to drought, suddenly stirred as green shoots began to push through the soil. Life awakened all around. The birds returned to the skies, animals to the plains. The rivers flowed again, the crops began to grow, and a deep sense of peace and balance was restored. Ebitari was met with astonishment and respect when she entered the village. Word of her journey and its incredible outcome spread swiftly among her people. They gathered around her, singing praises and offering thanks, hailing her as the savior of their land. The people rejoiced, and Ebitari was hailed as a hero. True to her word, Ebitari became a great leader, teaching her people to live in harmony with nature. She built sacred groves and established rituals to honor the spirits of the land. Under her guidance, the kingdom flourished, and peace reigned for generations. No longer was she merely the brave girl who had set out in search of salvation. She was now seen as a hero, a figure of legend. Her deeds became the cornerstone of the village's revival. True to her promise, Ebitari embraced her newfound role as a leader. However, her leadership was not one born of power or force, but of wisdom and compassion. She taught her people the lessons she had learned during her time with the spirits, lessons about the delicate balance between humanity and nature. She encouraged them to live in harmony with the earth, to honor the land that sustained them, and to show gratitude to the spirits that govern the elements. In her wisdom, Ebitari decreed that sacred groves be established across the kingdom, places where the spirits of the earth, wind, water, and fire could be honored, and where the people could gather to perform rituals of respect and thanks. These groves became sanctuaries of peace and reflection, where the connection between the people and the natural world grew stronger with each generation. Under Ebitari's guidance, these sacred traditions flourished, inspiring the kingdom with a deep sense of spiritual unity and environmental stewardship. Years passed, and under Ebitari's wise and compassionate leadership, the kingdom not only survived but thrived. The fields yielded abundant harvests, the rivers flowed clear and pure, and peace reigned among the people. Ebitari's influence was felt in every aspect of life, from the way crops were planted to the songs sung at night by the fireside. She had become more than a leader. She was a symbol of hope, courage, and the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. Generations later, the tale of Ebitari, the girl who dared to confront the spirit of the drought and through her bravery and wisdom saved her people, became legend. Parents would tell their children the story on long nights around flickering fires, passing down the lessons of respect for nature, courage in the face of adversity, and the wisdom to guide others with compassion. Her name became synonymous with leadership, and her legacy lived on in the hearts of her descendants. And so, the legend of Ebitari endured through the ages, a timeless reminder that true greatness lies not in domination or control, but in the harmony of spirit, the wisdom to cherish the earth, and the courage to face even the harshest of trials with faith and determination. And so, the story of Ebitari, the girl who faced the spirit of the drought and saved her people, became legend, passed down through the ages as a reminder of the power of courage, wisdom, and respect for the earth.